Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Greg and this is Kathy. And
Ooh, snow.
this is our channel, This and That Outdoors. Again, we're located just outside of Charleston in Zone 8B for all you gardeners. We are still working on our garden and starting to get some good stuff out of there. Look at there.
This one's small compared to the other one.
That's one of our brandywine tomatoes. That's the second one that we've gotten off that bush. And
it's kind of weird looking.
Yeah, they're kind of shaped funny, but they're really tasty.
Really good.
It was kind of sweet and tangy, and it just was really good. So we'll walk around here in a bit and show you what else we got going on. But I have to say, we're kind of impressed with what our garden has been doing. We've been getting tomatoes and cucumbers, okra, corn. Let's see what all we've gotten else.
Got a little watermelon over there.
Yeah, we got a little watermelon growing. Little, very little, but it's coming. It's coming, and got some Conjari melons coming. Got some of the cucuzzi squash that are starting to try to make. They're struggling a little bit, but at least they're putting on fruit. So we're gonna take a walk around and see what we can show you.
Go over there, and I'm gonna put this on over here, so I don't have to carry it all around the yard. Hey, baby.
Got these little garden flowers. They're still doing well. But
thanks to all the rain we've been having.
These are the bushes here. That's a black creme tomato, black creme. These are the brandywines. This is, if you look, all their tomatoes are kind of oddly shaped.
Yeah.
But again,
that's the one we got both of them off of, right?
Yeah. We got one off of this plant and one off of this plant.
Okay.
So, but it seems like the bottom ones are the larger ones on both plants. So the ones that are remaining aren't nearly as large as those first two. Again, tomato plants are doing really well. Always seem to do well here by the porch for whatever reason. They like,
except those two.
They like the soil. These two, not so much.
I think we've just been getting too much rain. I mean, we got a 1/4 of an inch today.
And this area holds a lot of moisture, so I think they have just struggled with the amount of rain that we've gotten. This last one's not doing too badly. It's starting to put on fruit, and the leaves don't look too bad. A little spindly compared to the others, but these were planted a little earlier. So cucumbers, we've gotten a ton of cucumbers off. I did go ahead and pull this bush out. If you see this bush, it's starting to get kind of a blight on it, and the bush beside it had that really badly, and really had started where it wasn't really producing the cucumbers anymore. So I kind of, before it transferred any more disease than it could, I went ahead and pulled it out. But we did plant some follow-ups here and over here, so we're gonna try to get a second or third round of cucumbers growing. We already got a second round growing. Some of these shapes getting a little funny, and I'm not sure whether that's because of the blight that we're seeing or just inconsistency in water. We've been getting some rain, and we had gotten a lot at one point, and not so much lately. So some of these might be just a little bit of dry conditions that have caused them to be shaped a little bit funny, or bush could be just nearing its end of life. Yeah. So anyway, these are our beefsteak tomatoes. If you see, they are starting to produce. We got nice clusters of these on here. Plants look good, most of them. We do have a few that are not as good. That one's
I think we're gonna pull him.
Yeah, we're gonna probably
soon.
pull that one and maybe one
But
or
I
two
don't know.
more.
I mean, he's looking so green right in here.
Yeah,
Like he's trying to come back.
but it just looks kind of.
I just don't want him to
like it's
add disease to the
no.
rest of them.
Didn't get it on video, but I've already pulled 4 or 5 tomatoes off this
And
plant.
I just pulled one
And
just now.
so it's producing these. These are the beefsteak tomatoes, so they're starting to produce. Do have a few more over here. These are more of the Brandywines, and again, they're just kind of funny shaped, odd shaped.
And was it this one? No, which one is the one that I had that I said I was going to pull? Where'd he go? He was right here.
He was hiding.
He was right here.
Is that one? No. That one.
There it is. Yep.
See, that one's got some.
That's that bottom end rot.
Yep.
From having too much rain, either too much or underwater. Yeah. We know it's not an underwater thing. It's too much water that we've had over the last, 2 weeks or so.
Right.
But he's going to go. I've already pulled 2 others.
Yep.
So, but you can see.
Yep. Take it and toss it. We got enough left on the bush that we'll get what we need.
Yep.
But these bushes that are kind of messed up looking, even the tomatoes on those look kind of funky. So I think they're going to end up going.
I think we're going to pull some of them out and plant some more.
Right.
Have a second one come around.
Alrighty. Show you this one. This is actually our first Cherokee purple tomato. It's kind of small. The bush is kind of small, but hey, that's our first one. So I'm hoping it'll produce.
Yes, first time we've ever
grown them,
or tried to anyway.
First time with the Cherokee purple, the Brandywines, and the black crumbs. So we're just trying to figure out what we like, and so far we really like the Brandywine. Yeah. Where do you want to head next?
I know the bottlebrush is still putting out.
Yes,
Hummingbirds love that.
They've been coming to it hard. So.
And the squirrels are trying to climb up it so they can get at that nut basket right there.
All the other flowers, they seem to be doing well. They've been getting certainly enough rain to help sustain them. What I will talk about is our bluebird house. I think we showed you last time that the box was empty, and Kathy actually stuck her hand in there. Well, since that time, Mother Bluebird has already built another nest.
Yep.
I expect her to start laying eggs anytime now.
Especially what we've seen over the last couple days, because now they're starting to bring their second babies around and letting them feed and let them feed themselves.
Yep.
So now we have seen up in the trees, there was 4 of them that fledged. We've seen 3 of them.
Right.
I don't know if there's a 4th one or not, but we have seen 3.
Yep.
And even with the first ones, there was 4 that fledged, and we saw 3 of them, and they keep coming back.
Yeah, it's still 3 of those. So they seem to have thrived.
Yeah.
Once they lost the first one.
Yeah. So what I could tell you, if you are wanting to have bluebirds in your yard and have a birdhouse with them, as soon as the babies hatch, go ahead and get you some live mealworm. Apparently the dead one just doesn't give enough moisture for the babies.
Right.
They need the moisture. So get some live mealworm, and that way the mom basically the mom in the house, she doesn't have to kind of go out and search for worms and whatever. Right. So, and then what I did this time was I still had some worms when they fledged to last 2 days. And the mom came and the dad came and got them and took them back. So give them that extra boost of energy that they need. Yep. Little moisture or whatever you want to call it.
Last year the birds struggled. This year they seem to be thriving.
They are really thriving.
So now I will say that the cost of the live mealworm is a little pricey, but it's compared to the dry one.
Find a local place.
Yeah, find a local place.
We found a local place, and I
It's
think what
not
they're
as bad.
charging is fair.
Yeah, it's not as bad, but it's still higher than buying dry mealworm. But but for me, it's worth it. Seeing those little birds thrive and seeing them come back. Yeah,
that's so fun.
It
anyway.
Sorry,
not garden stuff.
This is all part of our backyard, all part of our backyard garden. So, where you want to go now?
I want to show you the watermelon.
Oh, okay.
So let me get out of the way.
This is our yellow watermelon plant. One plant.
He's right here.
Spreading out a lot, and we have
got
put
one
on a little yellow watermelon. So we're hoping that there may be another one hidden in there somewhere. Hoping, but we'll see. Okras, the okra plants are now starting to thrive pretty good. They're coming along.
Yep.
Our second batch cucumbers, although we are seeing a little bit of the blight on those, they are starting to produce now. I've already picked a few cucumbers off of these. These okras, they're growing. You got some that's in that middle that they're probably 4 feet high now.
And one thing what we've learned
is do not try to plant cucumbers in with your okra or too close to the green beans, because then it makes it really difficult to find.
Because then it's like a jungle. You gotta just kind of dive through it.
I got to really crawl through to find.
It's so much fun watching them out the kitchen window too.
She's gonna film me doing that, I think. But it's an adventure trying to find the cucumbers and okras in there.
Yep.
The green stalks.
Yeah.
They're coming along. The flowers are starting to come along.
Yeah. Got those.
Is that dill?
Huh?
Is that dill?
No. It looks like dill, but it's not.
Oh, okay.
It's goodness. You got not yellow, the white, the herb. Oh my goodness, I can't even remember.
Okay. We'll put it in.
I can't remember.
We'll put it in. These are more of the Cherokee purple tomatoes. I got 3 of those in here. Once I took the green beans out of here, they got a lot more sunlight. I could fertilize them, and they didn't have to compete so much for light and moisture. So they're starting to come along pretty good. Strawberries are still producing inside our cage.
Yeah.
Squirrels are staying away from them for the most part.
A lot of them are dying.
These are some of the first round cucumbers. They're still producing. These actually still look pretty good. Still putting on cucumber plants. And
I just replanted those with just wildflowers.
Okay.
Just to see if anything would come up.
And this.
Same thing. We got carnations here, and I can't remember some flowers.
Yep. Flowers.
We'll see when it comes.
And
I mean, that's all I did with the other green stalks did flowers.
Corn is ready. In fact, I'm gonna let Kathy hold the camera, and I'm gonna break off a couple of ears right now. So that's gonna be for dinner. That was right.
I'm glad they got saved after all that rain. I mean, you can see the roots down there. And I mean, all of them like that, and they were all tipped over. I see this one here is still kind of tipped over.
Okay. That'll probably be enough. I'll do 4 ears.
Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
I'll put these over there. Okay. Y'all catch up.
Okay. I did plant some more dill right in here, and it's starting to come up. We'll see. Haven't seen any swallowtails yet, but the dill that I have is going to seed. And the oregano is just kind of spreading out. The sweet basil, he's not doing too well in here for some reason. They did really well. I kind of rooted them last year. Holy basil. That one is a win, and I didn't plant it. All I did was just drop out the seeds from them. I let them go to seed last year. So let them do what they want. Strawberries, I'm not sure. I think we've just gotten so much rain that it's killing the strawberries. And so all the areas that you see here had strawberries in them. But, you know, it is what it is. More holy basil and chives. Again, I didn't plant any of the holy basil, just kind of sprinkled out seeds. That seems to be my MO. I'm not planting anything. I'm just going to just drop
that's
seeds.
That's your planting style.
Yeah. As you can see, this one's not too far from going away. You see some of the others. Hopefully, they'll last a little bit longer. I have no idea what's going on there.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we've got the cilantro that's going to seed. And then I've got some cinnamon basil. And it's finally starting to look pretty good. So,
okay.
Here we go.
Okay. Our little cherry tomatoes here behind the shed, they're starting to put on real well. Getting little clusters of them going on multiple plants. So I'm liking that. These are a good bit behind where the first tomatoes, the full-size tomatoes were. So letting those go. With our cucuzzis,
Yeah.
they're starting to put on. But
see, the problem we had last year when they got about this size or even maybe a little bit longer, all of a sudden they died out.
Yeah.
We've already had one do that already. Right. So I'm hoping these will not do that. I've got a couple on the other side too. Keep looking because see, there's another one.
That's one. It's a little bit longer up in there, hard to see.
And they do it because they look just like the leaves that's on there. So you got to kind of look, and what we've done on here is not going to be done next year. It's just too much. You cannot see up in there. Hey, so we'll do something different.
You want to take it?
Oh, that's our Kajari melon right here.
It's starting to come along.
Yeah,
it's about the size of between a golf ball and a baseball, somewhere in there.
Yeah, probably more of a golf ball. There was another one. There was another one. I'm not sure where it's at.
Yeah,
I know there was that one that it didn't make it. I had to throw it away.
There's some small ones. Let's see. I know there was one on this one too. It wasn't as large as the other. But I can't remember where it went. Yeah, we're not good at finding. Oh, isn't that right here? There it is. So these, they never did really grow much, so they're just kind of stunted. This is growing pretty well. Again, if I can
at least get 2 Kajari melons, I'll be happy because I only got 1 last year.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
It was. It was really good. That's why I want more.
Another one in here. So it's putting some on. We'll just see if we end up getting any harvest off of it.
Yeah, we're not used to planting them, so we're still trying to learn how to get them to grow right.
Yep. Alrighty.
I think that's about it on this one because, I mean, that's just the peppers.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's the lemon basil.
All right. Well, I think that's our quick garden tour this time. Didn't have a lot different from last time, but again, garden as a whole, I think is producing well. We're pretty satisfied with it. Not without some problems, but I mean, hey, that's life. You're going to have some problems.
Yeah, you're not going to have things go right all
the
time.
We are producing. We've been getting enough cucumbers. Kathy made some pickles. We've given away to family and friends, neighbors, and so it's going pretty good. Hopefully our second round produces as well as the first round. maybe our tomatoes produce well enough, we might can give away a few of those. So
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm kind of stingy with tomatoes. Kidding.
You can always jar them.
Oh no, we're not doing that no more. I'm not putting up no tomatoes. I'm not putting them up. I did that 2 years ago. It took forever, and learned my lesson. I'm not a canner.
So
I'm sorry, I'm not a canner.
We've planted less tomatoes.
So what we're doing is we're eating with the season.
Yep.
So we'll eat our tomatoes and then be done with it.
Yep. A little bit of
Corn and cucumbers and stuff like that. And then we'll switch over to the winter garden and I'm not going to do as many collards this year. We still got some in there.
And we'll continue to have
We'll
some.
definitely have a little bit. And maybe plant some more stuff. But anyway.
All right. Well, as always, we appreciate everybody watching, liking, subscribing, and click the like button if you like what we're producing. If you want to see something or explanation on something, just let me know. Put it in the comments, and we'll try to address it. But thank you all, and we will see you next time.
All right. Bye.
Bye.